Yeah, good morning, everyone. This is me, your brother, your friend, your man, Steven, right here on the show. A very quick one this morning. I was supposed to do a video, a broadcast yesterday, like I shared you, but unfortunately, we were also online, and there was no way I could actually do the two at the same time. Elvis was online, so I have to wait on. And when I waited, it went too a little bit late. I said, okay, let me come in this quick early this morning and give this out to you guys. There is something that actually is happening right now in Nigeria that is worrisome. Okay, guys, that is why we all must be very vigilant and try as much as possible to actually see what is happening. So when we cry, sometimes we are not just crying because we want to cry. We are crying because a lot of things is actually fishing that we cannot be able to actually comprehend, guys. Okay. Uh, 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 before then, I want to play a video, guys. If you are living in Europe and you go home and people want you to help them carry things to them here in Europe or in any part of the world, please, guys, I want you to be very vigilant. Try as much as possible to check the content of what you were given, even if they wrapped it all around. Just technically tell them, please, guys, can you open it? Or tell them, don't ever wrap anything you are bringing to me. Leave it open. Come with sellotape to my house, so that when they bring the things before you, you will see the content of what they are bringing in, and then you can now decide to see if it is what is needed. Okay, guys, you get what I'm saying now. So very, very important, guys. Very, very important. So you're telling to bring the content to your house, so you cannot be able to know what. Sorry, guys. So you cannot be able to know the content of what they are bringing for you, because many people actually put drugs into bags and they give to you to actually bring to them overseas. And if you are not careful, when you are being caught on the way, you are going to bear the brunt, of that very particular uh, uh, crime that they committed, but using you to actually, help to drag it down. There is a video that I want to play right now of a guy who somebody actually one joy gave things to. But at the end of the day, it was the bags were filled with Indian ham. Okay, and if the guy wasn't very, you know, vigilant, maybe he would have been caught, or it was succeeded in bringing the Indian hemp to abroad, and the guy would have made so much money from it by selling those things. You know how expensive it is, overseas. Okay, guys, be very careful of who you help to bring goods abroad or even back to Nigeria. Make sure you check every of the content and know what the content is all about. This is very, very important, guys, that you all must do. Okay, guys? So just listen to this video and be the judge, guys.
If they joy, money joy no move from anyone as everybody. Bagay, ona musa, ona mudu way. Ona mo, ona migmana. Ona mo iwe, uwo iwo. Ona mo igmano bana ike. Ona mo iwe pokili. Enjoy mo, ona mo many move again. Joy. Oisha mo, ona di go kitchen je ya digma. Muni meni me mugi we bo roy bagay. Ime igbale na me na do bagay we. Give me joy mu meni mugi ya. No ni mugi ya de bo bagay. Igba. Bagay. Ona gbalo na be ona wa busa na gbalo na mo iwo na hina. Ona gbalo na mo iwo. Ona igbe gbalo be he again na. Ona mo duwe poking leaf. Ni mugi ya de bo. Joy, the poking leaf na hina na mo expedition. Ona mo iwe sent again. Odege abi wa beg ni je mu meni mu bi aje bebo odege if ni je mu meni mu bi aje bebo na hina ni me mu le pot bu yan ati e bebo igban e je mu meni mu bi aje bebo odege ona di go ni je gbo ya de kile I hoge na hina no de je mu ere e phone number here na hina no ni the phone number here the phone number here na hina yo the phone number here na hina yeah 3510-640-744 the phone number here na hina yeah the phone number here na hina joy ube the phone number here ati wa beg bi ni bi agbo wa aye all no te dey meje gan No de menye ihe ani ma boy ma owo e. No de 30 naira no ya make kilo abi 20 8 naira no ya make kilo. O de ge igba. E je mu ni mu bi yan je wa bege e. Wa bege e. O de ge e. Ati wa bege e. E je mu ni bu yan je we bo. Wala wo wa wetin man of the eye we bo wala wo wa je gbe wo wa. Wa mu ihe wa ran so to egbe ga wo we say aye ahwe kekenu ke stop we na o ke ba de gbe sun ahwe e be gbe wo we o ma wa gba le be de ni mo ahia e o ran zaza so to nu make that no amu pa go e igba na hina go e o igba le e vani kwa la no black o igba lo na mo na no mo na iwo ona mo no pa na mo iwo we no pa ona o be ge no ne kere ge ona be igba lo be ne kere ge go e ona gbe igbalowe ne kere ke udaga e adaga e in the joy mu meni mu bu ya da bo enjoy no meni mu ne bu ya da bo enjoy enogara oye enogara everona enogara enjoy na ye ya the picture ga ya re ba e ni wa make na ya wo ma no kin e picture ga ya re ba e enjoy enogara ye.
So guys, those of you who are actually doing this business of trying to help people bring things abroad or take things to Nigeria, please want to advise you to be very, very careful, try as much as possible to, like just like he said right now, to make sure that every content of what you are bringing or taking home, you must verify them. Okay, so you don't put yourself in a very big trouble. Okay, if this guy wasn't smart, maybe this guy will end up in jail if he was caught at the airport. And this guy would deny ever even knowing him. Even nobody will even know who owns it because the content there, because what they are doing is not even legal. So they're doing it behind the scene. So they don't pay tax for it. So it's an illegal business, anyways. So any content that you carry on this very particular trip is yours according to the law. So if you are caught on transit or anything, you cannot say, "Oh, it is not my own," or "It is somebody that gave it to me." No, nobody's going to listen to you. So you are going to go in for it. And this, this is a big crime both in Nigeria and also where you live. So guys, be very, very careful. Check the content of every parcel that you are carrying for somebody, whether into Europe or out of Europe or any part of the world. Be very, very careful so you don't put yourself in a very big mess. And at the end of the year, you start saying, "I don't know." Okay? Like I just said, that those 80 euros or whatever they pay will not be enough for you when you are being thrown into dungeon, particularly when it happens overseas. Okay? Because I know if this guy was caught in Italy, where he was going, maybe it will be, like they said, it will be finito for him. But thank God he was smart enough to actually open all the bags and was able to not get the content that was in those bags. Okay, so please let's be very, very careful on what we do when we are trying to help people carry their load to Nigeria. Okay, guys, this is very, very important, and I want to say let's be careful so we don't fall victim of what was about to happen to this very particular man, okay, through this girl they called Joy. Okay, so that's just a warning I just had to put up for us to see what is happening. So we all should be very, very careful so we don't fall victim of some of these things. Now, the main topic this morning is how terrorist Buharin Dajin of the Bush, a killer herdsman, became a custom officer in Nigeria. I'm going to show you a picture of a guy now. If you see this guy here, this one on Abada, this kind of sky blue Abada was or is the governor of Katsina State, the hometown of President Muhammadu Buhari. That is Aminu Masari. Okay, he's the governor. The other one that was a little bit circled there, this guy is called Buharin Daji of the Bush. So this guy is the head of the terrorist organization, or the bandits in Katsina, Kaduna, Zamfara. that Aziz. So he's a very tourist, notorious kidnapper and bandit. But today, this guy, let me try to take this banner away from the front so we can see it clearly. Today, this very particular guy you see here now, is the one on this uniform now. This criminal here had been transformed into this. This custom officer uniform. This is a criminal. It was one time when this man went to meet them in the bush to have a what they call dialogue to provide amnesty for them. So this is the result of the amnesty, make him a custom officer. A bandit, a kidnapper, a terrorist, an armed robber, a murderer, metamorphosized into a custom officer. All overnight. All overnight, guys. So that is the scenario that we have right now in Nigeria. And I'm going to just read the news to you verbatim. Then we're going to talk about it. Phone calls will be allowed. We just talk about it, then we'll have a blessed day. So our terrorist Burajin Daji of the Bush, a killer herdsman, became a custom officer in Nigeria. That is the title. I have to put everything out where we actually got the entire story from. Okay. Now, this is the picture of the guy. Buhari Tisoo is his full name. He is believed to be a brain behind the series of horrific attacks on rural community in Zamfara state. A notorious terrorist whose lieutenant called the general a self-styled name he told them to call him. For his notoriety, the Zamfara state residents gave him another name which struck the very brutal nature of his person. Buhari Daji, meaning Buhari of the bush in Hausa language. The Fulani man was born and brought up at Dundon village in Maru local government area of Zamfara state. A source familiar with his family revealed. Buhari Daji is said to be the masterminder of most of the deadly raid in rural communities in the state. Until recently, when the authority engaged him to a peace dialogue, Buhari Daji was commanding the deadliest armed bandit in Zamfara, especially along the Maro Anka Bungudu Trafa Aziz. A villager said of his arrogancy and brutal side. Whenever his gang goes for an attack, the aftermath is devastating. He has a lot of weapons under his control. He will distribute rifles to his gang members in preparation for an attack after a community has been targeted. Sometimes he would hire out guns to members of other gangs. Custom officer. In early 2015, news filtered in that Buhari Daji was killed in a gunfire exchange with security operative in the troubled Dansado district. The community where his gang had continuously attacked went into wild jubilation. Also, an audio recording of a short shootout was leaked of his death during the gunfire exchange with the security men. The other clip was allegedly recorded by one of the henchmen using a phone during an encounter with security agents. In the clip, a voice was heard yelling and instructing the attacker to be brave and to rescue Buhari. At some point, a voice was heard screaming, They have killed our Buhari. We should stop running away. Some of you should stay and rescue our Buhari. Our Buhari is gone. But this was not to be true. He was never killed. However, most of the residents in Zamfara, those in affected communities, have heard about him and his activity moments after he joined the bandit. He alienated himself. But this was not true. He was never killed. However, most of the residents in Zamfara, those in affected communities, have heard about him. Sorry, guys. But this was not true. He was never killed. However, most of the residents in Zamfara, those in affected communities, have heard about him and his activities moment after he joined the bandit. He alienated himself. A villager who know him very well but preferred not to be mentioned said. Residents in the village preview with inside information said that when Buhari Daji finally gave up arms in a peaceful dialogue that involved the state government led by the deputy governor Alhaji Ibrahim Wakala Mohammed and the military, he gave his gross for taking to banditry, saying their major problem is the vigilante group known as the Yaka Sakia, whom he accused of taking the law into their hands by killing innocent Fulani nomad for no just cause, without any redress from the government. The source said that Buhari Daji also complained that all the grazing routes and reserves were turned to farmland by politicians and traditional rulers. This, according to him, the source said Boridin also complained that all the grazing routes and reserves were turned to farmland by politicians and traditional rulers. This, according to him, was what prompted the herdsmen and his gang to take up arms for what he called self-defense. In the end, he promised to observe all the peace agreement and suspend further attack, killing and stealing in the state, providing the government pressure local security to stop extrajudicial arrest and killing of any Fulani nomad. Well, the state government decided to reward him, despite his criminal record. A serial killer, high-profile criminal, and head of terrorists became a custom officer in Zamfara. Another terrorist given legal right and uniform in Nigeria blended into the society. So, guys, this is the story right now. This guy, like I just said here, very close to Masari, is a new guy on the custom officer uniform in Zamfara state. Whilst you see some of us complain sometimes over the nepotic nature of this government, over the two laws being operated by this government, people say we are insensitive in our dealings or in our thinking. You heard him when you just heard what I said now. His grudges was because the cattle routes and the reserve areas have been taken over as farmland by politicians and traditional rulers. And so, the only way they can express their grievances is to now attack the community and become a menace in the society. Now, guys, what do you not think is a story that we are going to say right here on this show right now, based on this? A few days ago, we had a meeting, a town meeting in Edo State, led by the governor of the state, Governor Baseki. And people expressed their grievances over the way and manner the elders have been operating in Edo State. And everybody is saying, "Oh, this is we are being insensitive. The governor understood what he's doing. He doesn't want problem. The Fulani elders are not the problem. Blah 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 blah." Some folks were called names. Some folks were saying, "Oh, leave them. They thought it's going to be easy for them because the government did not give them a position anymore. They didn't get money from the government. Now they're attacking the government left, right, center, backward, and wherever." Now you just said one of the bandits now, who is now a custom officer, who will be rewarded for the crime he had committed on humanity in Zamfara State, is telling you one of his grudges is because there's no more grazing road for them, and the grazing reserve will be taken over by politicians and traditional rulers. So therefore, they have no other choice than to begin to attack, steal, maim, and aim the people of that community. So my simple question is this: when the government of the South hear most of these things, why are we still very, very reluctant in taking drastic action, knowing fully whether these people are not hiding their identity? Neither are they hiding, the atrocity that they are committing on the people. Why are we not actually taking the right step by protecting our own? You see what the government did now? A well-known notorious criminal, a well-known terrorist, a well-known bandit, a well-known serial killer, they struck a peace deal with him. But Buhari never struck a peace deal with Sunday Baho. Buhari never struck a peace deal with Nnamdi Kanu. Buhari never struck a peace deal with Ikonso or whoever that is agitating. He said he has grudges for taking up arms. He has issues for deciding to take up arms against the state. In the same way, other agitators from other parts of the country are saying we have issues. Things aren't done the way we expect it to have done. That's actually making us taking this drastic decision we are taking today. But rather, for the government to use the same law to operate on both sides of the nation, one is vetted with military brutality, while the other were actually committing the crime, are being pampered by dragging them into the Nigerian security force. My greatest fear, guys, is this. A well-known bandit like this is not a custom officer. This guy here still has so much connection with the men of the underworld. Don't you think, guys, this is just legalization of criminality in Nigeria, where a criminal will be given a clean slate where a criminal will be given a clean slate to commit crime under the cover where it will be given, under a cover just so many guys. Let me do something here. Now, how do you expect this guy now? Thank you, thank you, thank you, sir. This is what I was saying now. This is my point. This is my point, sir. This is my point right now. If this guy have been given that kind of privilege, that shows that smuggling of weapons to these bandits will become something that we all will be experiencing in Nigeria. Okay? It's going to be something that we all is going to be experiencing in Nigeria right now. It's something that we all is going to be experiencing in Nigeria right now as a result of this very, on 1 minute, guys. Just 1 minute. Country, I can promise you that there's an agenda in this country, against the people. Believe it or not, guys, I'm beginning to see some of the things that some people are saying that is true. There's an agenda. There's a secret agenda against us in whatsoever form that I cannot be able to comprehend right now. But I know there's an agenda. There's something sinister about what is happening in Nigeria today, guys. Believe it or not, there's something sinister. There's something sinister, guys. That I can completely promise you. There's something sinister about what is happening in Nigeria. there's something sinister about this whole thing happening. Because there's no way I can even imagine that a guy, this Buhari Daji, who is well-known criminal, will be given a custom officer uniform, not a vigilante. The position is supposed to have got it. If even they wanted to even try to what is it called? Give him a cover, they would have given him a position like a head of a vigilante group, a vigilante commandant, not a custom officer, guys.
Today,
Not a custom officer. Never done anywhere.
despite
In any part of the world. We've never seen that before. We've never seen that before. That a head of a criminal gang will now be taken to be a custom officer. Do you know? Listen, guys, what you don't know is this.
Despite the challenges we face,
What you guys you don't understand is this. The custom officers, when it comes to arms and ammunitions, they have more opportunity than all the other security agencies in Nigeria. They are at the borders. They are at the wharf. Everything, they're in control. And you put a hardened criminal, a man that says has so much, arms and ammunitions in the forest that they even give out. They just give this man opportunity to become a millionaire by killing more people. And the worst part of it is this: I think I have not even heard or seen that this man's gang, there have been a reduction in the killing in Zamfara State. I've not heard of that. The killing is still ongoing. People are still being murdered. Bandits are still going into villages, ransacking villages. Katsina is not safe. Kaduna is not safe. Zamfara is not safe. This guy is actually the head, the leader. Is the most notorious among all the kidnappers and the bandits along that axis. They are not safe as we speak. So how will anyone give a well-known hardened criminal such a position in any part, in any form, or in any way, in a sane society, guys? If not, they are already strategizing all their men into these positions for them to actually carry out their hidden agenda, guys. So let's just listen to one of this video of Buhari when he spoke about this thing. Just listen, guys, as we continue.
most Nigerians still maintain the spirit of 1st October. That positive outlook and determination to make Nigeria a peaceful and prosperous nation. It is due to this collective attitude that Nigeria doggedly continues to remain a united and indivisible nation. Fellow Nigerians, the past 18 months have been some of the most difficult periods in the history of Nigeria. Since the Civil War, I doubt whether we have seen a period of more heightened challenges than what we have witnessed in this period.
Now, this man always talk about not being is indivisible. It's indivisible. It's indivisible. Like I said in most of these videos of my show, I'm not a fan of Nnamdi Kanu, neither Sunday. But I believe in justice. The way you are treating the criminals in the north, you ought to treat these guys in the south in the same way. If you can recruit a criminal transform him from the head of a band. Listen now, this guy is not just an ordinary person in the banditry business. He's the head of the most notorious, deadly terrorist group in Zamfara State. And you know, by that singular act, this guy would have made so much money illegally while he was dealing on the trade of banditry and criminality. Do not also forget, guys, he is actually a nomadic. It means he was actually going around with cattle in the forest. So you can imagine the transformation of a nomadic guy who became a criminal, became so deadly that the government had to recognize him and reward him for his criminality. So what is government telling us today, guys? The government is telling us, for you to be recognized, not be a criminal. Why would you expect people to go to school where criminal elements are being rewarded? How do you want to stamp away insecurity from the state where criminal elements are being given the best portfolio the country can ever provide? How do you expect one who is actually willing to go to school, who graduated from a university with a good degree, had no job, then he will just dabble into the news and heard that a non-educated bandit, terrorist, killer, cultist, armed robber is now given an official position as a custom officer in Zamfara State. How do you not expect such a guy to feel okay knowing fully well what pays most in Nigeria today is criminal tendencies or notorious characters? We all know of Issa Patami, the Minister for Digital Communication, a well-known terrorist sympathizer, a well-known terrorist apologist, was made a minister. We have heard of series of this from the Fulani extractions who renounced terrorism. They were incorporated into the Nigerian army. Do not forget, there was also a guy in Benue State who was also known to be a leader, of a militia group in Benue, who also surrendered to the Benue government, but he was extrajudicially killed by the Nigerian military on his way to officially surrender himself and his boys and his arms and ammunition to the government. He was ambushed and he was extrajudicially murdered. But in the case of these people who are the Fulani, coloration, they're always being pampered whenever they decided to surrender for a peace deal. And you think everybody should be happy? The truth must be said right now There are things that is happening today that is not actually working according to the dictates of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today. There's already a division with the way and manner the government of today is handling issues relating to the North and to the South. People can blame Nnamdi Kanu for all he had been doing, for me, which I think is not okay. The only thing I feel Nnamdi Kanu is not doing right, or they were not doing right, is not trying to unite the entire South to work as one. That's all. No human being will sit and see this injustice being meted out to them without them not speaking out. This is injustice. This is inhumanity to man. This is one thing that we are saying we need to stop in Nigeria today. The rate at which the government is going with its nepotic, one-sided favoritism system of government is going, it was going to tear Nigeria more apart than united Nigeria. This language of indivisibility of the Nigerian state is a tyrannical statement. In a democratic setting, every state is negotiable. Every marriage is negotiable. Every agreement can be re-agreed again. When one part is already complaining of negligence, marginalization, and all sort may. If you remember, guys, when Chinwe Taluagu came out from the military detention, it was immediately picked up at the entrance of the military command office in Enugu and taken to DSS custody, then flew to Abuja. With the help of High Chief Barrister Michael Zekome, the activist lawyer, came to his rescue and he was released. When Chinwe Taluagu came out, he made a statement. Said, please allow the Biafrans to go. Why? Why was he speaking that, guys? The reason is this: he saw the injustice that was meted out on him for wearing a regalia that carries the flag of the Biafra nation. The flag of the Biafra nation is not an identity of the IPOB. The flag of the Biafra nation is not an identity of the ESN. We have the Benin flag. Yeah, the Benin nation, the Edo nation flag, we have it. They have the Arewa flag. Of the Arewa nation, they have their flag. If you watch most of their government officials, they have the Nigerian flag and they have the Arewa flag on the same vehicle. That is their identity as a people. But a man was arrested for wearing his identity as a person. But this is a man that did nothing, only put on a clothes. He was picked up, humiliated, embarrassed by security agencies. But on the other hand, a man was rewarded for killing. A man was rewarded for stealing. A man was rewarded for destroying lives, for sending very many people into IDP camps, for making many orphans, for making many widows and widowers, for burning down an entire community, for making more people poorer, but rather for him to be in rehabilitation camp or be sent to prison, this man was therefore rewarded with a position in the Nigerian Customs Service. Guys, not only that, he was given a special parade, guys. I don't know if you guys have watched the video. This man was given a special parade with a special salutation. It means his calling into this Customs Service was a special program planned for only him. That shows they are rewarding him for the job well done. Maybe they've actually told him the job he needs to do. And he had done that job diligently to the dismay of the people who sent him on an errand. Okay, guys. Now they give him a special recruitment, special employment recruitment, were arranged for him. There's a video trending online when he could not even give a salutation. It means he was not even trained at all. He had no idea of the modus of operandis of how it goes. He had nothing. They planned him and gave him the position. What is the essence? What is the reason for the position, guys? That's what we need to talk about. What do you think was the reason why he was given such a position? A terrorist, a well-known killer. If even you decide to turn a new leaf, you need to go to prison for rehabilitation. A criminal cannot just wake up one day and change and turn around and don't want to be a criminal anymore, except by divine intervention. Once a criminal, always a criminal. Even if you put him into the military, just like what you're having today in Nigeria. How there was also a video that went viral yesterday of how a police officer took a computer passenger in a vehicle to an ATM machine and withdrew 25,000. And while the other one was with them, he cracked his gun. And somebody asked him, "Why are you cracking your gun?" It went viral. You all saw that. He started beating the guy up, giving the guy all sort of blow and slap on his face for questioning his order. I think that will happen in Kogi State. So these people, these are criminals who were once criminals, enlisted into the Nigerian police force or the military. But that tendency in them is still there. It can never change. A leopard can never change its color. So it means this man was recruited into the custom service for a reason. The reason is for them to actually use him for their own purpose. And anytime this man come up to say, let's listen to him again.
Despite the challenges we face, most Nigerians still maintain the spirit of 1st October. That positive outlook and determination to make Nigeria a peaceful and prosperous nation.
Now, how can you make a nation peaceful and prosperous when all you do is one-sided? What I think, based on this man's antecedents, is that Nigeria is the North, and the North is Nigeria. I believe that this man also still believe in the principles or the ideology of their great-grandfather, Usman Danfodio, which was restated by Ahmadu Bello, the Sultan of Sokoto, which was the premier of the Northern region. That Nigeria is an estate of their grandfather Usman Danfodio, and the South, a conquered territory. And the middle belt, a place they use at will. So anytime this man talk about Nigeria, I start wondering, what Nigeria is he talking about? Is it in Nigeria where he has so much divided us with his attitude and characters, or is it the Nigeria that he met in 2015? You don't forget that this man actually came up with this whole ethnicity in his time when he was campaigning in 2015. He brought ethnicity, he brought religion, he brought fanaticism into Nigerian politics because he wanted to win at all costs. And with the help of people like Ahmed Bola Tinubu and co, gave this man the opportunity that he had today, that he's using to tear the entire nation apart without not looking back. It's not being moved by what is happening. It's not being derailed by what is happening around. He just want to see that there is a destructive Nigeria as far as his kinsmen are benefiting from the war. Okay, let's continue to listen to you guys.
It is due to this collective attitude that Nigeria doggedly continues to remain a united and indivisible nation.
See the word there. I don't know if this man or who writes speech for him, they actually understand what is unity or what is indivisible. A marriage that is not working. Mr. BUHAR, sir, president, Aisha is your second wife. You had your first wife, which you divorced. Why did you divorce your first wife? If the marriage of Nigeria is indivisible, why do the court allow marriages to separate? Why do we allow marriages to break away? If we feel it is indivisible. How do you create unity when every move you make is a pointer to disunity of the nation? How do you say you want to unite a people when every single move you make is a pointer to dividing the people the more? These are simple questions that I'm asking. From you, sir. You say it's indivisible. Why not create what will make people? No Americans want to leave America now. Why? Because they believe everybody's getting what they needed. You are killing the Eastern people, but you are rewarding the Fulanis with a position. in the security apparatus in Nigeria. In the East, you call them unknown gunmen. But in the North, they are known gunmen. They are not hiding their faces. Their leaders tell you, we are the one that is involved. It's not like John Cena, you can't see my face. This one says, you can see my face. I am the one that is terrorizing your people. But yet, you sit with them, you discuss with them, you have series of meetings with them through Shaikh Ahmed Gumi. But on the other hand, you come to the other people with a brutal force. You want to oppress them. You want to make sure that you make them submissive to your dictates, while others are clapping and jubilating over what you are giving to them. How can such a people be indivisible? The only way you can say they are indivisible is when one is a slave, one is a master. Even at that, sir, it gets to a point when a slave, you know what happened in America. When a slave will say enough is enough, we can never be slave anymore. There's going to be a revolution. The way you are treating the North, we want you to treat the South the same way. If the South commits crime and you come out with a very hard stick on them, do the same to the North. Your own state today, your own country, your own state, sir, is not even working. Your own state is not even working. Let me try to see. There's a news I have here. Let me see if it's still here. I'm going to read the news to you now of how they paid 20 million naira. 20 million naira, guys. 20 million naira to this man, to bandits in this man's own state. 20 million. $20 million, guys. Let me check. I think I had that news yesterday. I don't know where I kept it again, guys. Just 1 minute. 20 million naira. They paid the bandits so that they will not destroy, they will not bring down his boat. Okay. 20 million. Okay. Hear this, guys. Let me read this news to you. How Nigerian Air Force paid bandits 20 million to avoid shooting down Buhari's plane. This same man that they've made a custom officer is the head of that line. Katsina, Kaduna, Zamfara Aziz. This man is their leader. This man is their leader. This man. Okay? This man is their leader. How Nigerian Air Force paid bandits 20 million naira to avoid shooting down Buhari's plane. A United States of America media outlet, the Wall Street Journal, has revealed how the Nigerian Air Force coordinated ransom payments to armed bandits in exchange for an anti-aircraft gun seized from the Nigerian Army in a desperate deed that was brokered as President Muhammadu Buhari was planning a trip to Katsina. The U.S. outlet said 20 million was delivered to the bandit in Rugu Forest by a Nigerian Air Force official who leaked details of the operation under anonymity because the military realized that it would be too risky to leave the weapon in the hands of violent criminals operating in an area that the president jet will fly over. The rugged, lawless jungle that has covered part of Kaduna, Zamfara, and the president's home state of Katsina has served as a vast haven for bandits terrorizing Nigerian northwest communities. A large portion of kidnapping plot emanated or terminates in or around the forest. Security agencies have previously warned. This is where this Oga here is their boss. I just said it before. Katsina, Zamfara, Kaduna. They paid them 20 million not too long ago, few days ago. And this man is a custom officer. Oga. Oh, Nigeria, my country. Said the mission to buy back the anti-aircraft gun began with a handoff from a high-ranking Air Force intelligence officer in the capital, Abuja. A black zip-up bag, it said, was full of 20 million Nigerian naira, the paper reported. After stating that such military hardware in the hands of bandits posed a threat to President Muhammadu Buhari, who had been planning to fly to his hometown about 80 miles away. Oh, my Nigeria. The gun truck with 2.7 caliber anti-aircraft fire was reportedly disassembled and transported back to the military on motorbike after the deal was concluded. 20 million from government to bandits. But if it was in the south, I promise you, they will keep all the villagers, the bandits, bonfire, anything that is on site will be wiped out. The journal did not specify when the deal was brokered or the presidential trip that was planned. The president had been in his hometown at least twice this year that his office disclosed to the public. The first trip was in late January and another in July. Although the Nigerian government claimed combat victory against armed bandits, several military bases have been sacked by the violent criminal dreaded largely for the adoption of school children and prominent personalities, including politicians and emirs. Last month, a forward operating base crucial to the military campaign against banditry was raised in Zamfara, leaving at least 12 officers killed. Last month, and this month, Baba Buhari Daji was employed, recruited into the custom officer, custom service. Oga. The bandits also seized recruitment when they captured the base in Dansadahu, about 80 kilometers south of the capital, Gasso, in the September 11 operation. Less than 2 weeks later, on September 24th, bandits again struck a joint base of security force in the neighboring Sokoto state, killing several soldiers, civil defense officers, and civilians. The Nigerian Air Force also confirmed on July 19 that bandits had shot down one of its fighter jets, but the pilot was able to eject without, and there were no casualties. The incident came as Mr. Buhari was visiting his hometown for the year's Salah. It was not immediately clear why service chiefs opted for ransom payment in the operation described by the journal. Military weapons that fell into the hands of Boko Haram insurgents and bandits were usually destroyed by air strikes. Guys, why did we destroy this Oga was preparing to be initiated? This is not recruitment, guys, into the cabal that controls the Nigerian military today. We'll be crying that the Nigerian military have been infiltrated by these so-called repented bandit and Boko Harams, who, when they claim for repentance, they are being enlisted, recruited into the Nigerian military. Many people said we're lying. People said, "Oh, we don't want the unity of Nigeria." If you want peace to reign in your home, you must treat everybody equal. If you want peace to reign in your home, you must treat all in the same way and manner. How much treatment have you actually given to others? No, the kind is in prison right now. So the boy is in prison right now, even suffering from kidney problem. But this guy is in an office right now, heading the command of the Nigeria Customs Service. So what happened to all the monies, all the atrocities that he has committed, all the crime that he has committed? It seems we are forgiven overnight. How do you expect the young guys who are coming in? How do you expect his boys in the forest to lay down their arms, knowing fully well they're going to be something good that will come out of it when they continue fighting? Because if you display this, they will know, okay, we'll just continue doing this. We'll know one day something's going to come out for us. We are going to gain from the insurgency. We're going to gain from the insecurity. We're going to gain from whatsoever that is happening around. And also for our government to see this and begin to work in unity in the South. But we have a lot of sellouts from the government to the people. These guys are planning massively, but this bunch of know what to do from the South are always thinking of what they're going to benefit and what they're going to eat. You don't know what they're doing in the North. When the Satan comes in, go and watch this carefully. It is not a prophecy, it is a reality. When the Satan comes as a president, if he tries to do 1% of what BUHAR is doing today to the South, the military will overthrow him. Go write this down somewhere. If he tries to do 1% of what BUHAR is doing to the South today, that person will be overthrown by the military. That will be the end of democracy in Nigeria. That's what they are doing. It's building a foundation that they will hold on to power as long as they wish. Even when you have a certain president, he has no choice than to follow the dictates of the North. And the dictates of the North is to drag the South back. You can't develop. We have nothing in the North, so you can't develop. You must be like us. You can't leave us behind. You have to be like us. So they will do that, but they are doing everything to make sure that the South remains like them. But our leaders in the South are seeing some of these things. When they talk together, I expect them to have carried it out. Whether they are playing politics of stupidity and nonsensical plans. They are greedy, self-centered, proud, without actually doing what they ought to do. The consequences is what we're seeing in this Saturday. Where citizens are being killed at the slightest provocations. But bandits and criminals in the north are being rewarded with juicy positions. How are we going to continue like this, guys? Are we really a one Nigerian state? Or we are just few people who do not actually understand? This country is not working. This nation isn't working, guys. We must begin to tell ourselves the truth, nothing but the truth. Nigeria isn't working, and I'm not sure it's going to work in a very long time. So the people who have actually, constructed this nation did well. They gave us a system that would have been workable. The parliamentary system was destroyed by the same greedy politicians from the south. And today they've put us in the mess that we find ourselves today. Right now, Nigeria is not stagnant. Nigeria is retrogressing. The Nigeria of 1960 is better than Nigeria of 2021. Taste of development is better. Taste of human capacity is better. Sense of sincerity in everything, in every ramification is better. So we are better 60 years ago than now. That shows we are retrogressing. We are going back. We are moving backward. And that pains my heart sometimes. It pains my heart. It breaks my heart. But what can we do? What can we do? The nepotism is becoming too glaring for even the blind to see. It's too audible that the deaf will start hearing. But people doesn't see anything wrong with it. Good Lord will help us in Jesus' name. Thank you guys for this morning show. I need to run right now. If God willing, maybe we'll do one more show later in the day before the end of today. Thank you very much, guys. Don't know if there is any question. Yeah, that's what they call it. That's why you see, that's why I cry really that we need to go back home. Nothing makes me to say we'll go back home because we cannot continue living here. The insult we receive abroad is unbearable. As Africans, as Nigerians, the insult we actually receive abroad is unbearable, guys. It's unbearable. It's unbearable. It's unbearable. So much insult. So much insult. We just bear it because we just feel that we have no home. And how long are we going to hold on to this, embarrassment that we get every day? How long? Okay. Thank you very much, guys. See you later in the day, if God's willing. And bye for now.